What's going on, folks? It's D White, founder of JustBlackThoughts.com, and these are just my thoughts as one black male educator. And before you ask me, is this my house? No. I'm still in the lovely island of Kona in Hawaii, and this is the rental. I want to talk to you about a topic around language and how language matters in education, right? There's a certain technical vocabulary language within education that we use to talk about what's going on as well as to talk within education. And it can be really overwhelming. It can feel like an alphabet soup. You know, you have ZBDs, IEPs, PLCs, PTAs, and of course you will learn that information. You will learn some of this terminology as you kind of stay on the job, right? You'll learn as you do. I wanted to bring this topic up because just like any language affords us options and opportunity and access to information, right? When you don't understand the language, then things become inaccessible, right? Imagine if you didn't speak English going through our English K through 12 American school system, right? And that's the reality for a lot of our students, especially with me working in the Bay. There's over dozens of languages spoken outside of English. So language matters, right? Specifically language that is precise, descriptive, accurate. And I think on top of that, you have to think about what the language means in the context of your school site or your community or your space or even your state, right? I know in education, unfortunately, the business people get in, they want to repurpose language and appropriate language and kind of misuse language, right? For example, we throw around terms like rigor, we throw around terms like justice, and I think it's really important that you, in the sake of your classroom, for the sake of your school, that you all get together and define what that means for your school site, what that means for your young people, and is it in alignment with the school's values and the mission statement of the school? Because it's really easy to have certain terms come in and there be a general misunderstanding and a misuse of the terms, and it just creates this rift of division. So I think if anything, to be proactive, you know, what's the common language here? What's the language used in the mission statement? What's the language used on the website? And using that as a tool, a teaching tool in your classroom, right? If your school is about, you know, community service, what does service mean, right? And giving the kids opportunities to describe what that means, as well as to use that as a lens to, you know, analyze characters in a book or to use as a talking point in discussion, right? I'm an English teacher, so of course I try to throw in values and what values we see from our homes, what values do we see in the text, and what values we want to kind of internalize embody within our classroom space. So yeah, again, the topic is language and language matters. Why does this matter to me as a black male educator, you're probably asking? Again, there's information gaps, and some of that's been very systemic as well as systematic in terms of not making language and information accessible to certain groups of people, certain populations. So I think a way of being proactive as a black teacher is to, you know, I keep a running glossary of all the terms I'm hearing. Maybe you'll hear some terms in your teacher credentialing program, but there will definitely be site-specific words that you may want to get a hold of, and just asking and getting clarity and transparency around, like, how are we not only defining this term, how are we living this term out? How is it manifesting itself? How are we practicing this term if it embodies a certain value that is characteristic of our school? So I'm D White. I'm just one black male educator. You can find me at justblackthoughts.com. Take care. Peace.